and then we thought we had 2 different computers here to hook up to the PowerPoint, and then we were missing the cord to hook it up, but luckily Michael Beach is here and saved the day. And that's exactly how technology goes. This isn't my first time, like at the last moment, trying to figure it all out. You think I'd learn? No. All right. Well, the 28-day Mind, Body, Soul Detox program is going to take us through a variety of different steps over the next month. So we're going to have 4 sessions, right? We're going to have Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. And what we're going to do is we're going to split it up between Joanne and I. So the first hour is going to be some coaching, some education, and some group discussion. So what does group discussion mean?
Everybody talks.
Oh, yeah. Maybe by week 4 we'll hear from everybody at some point. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the first hour. And then the second hour is going to be Joanne touching on some of the same things I did on a different approach. And we're going to be doing some like yoga and all of this cool stuff. To be honest, we're still have a lot to learn about. It's going to be great. So what we're going to do, let's get to know our workbook a little bit here. So if you guys want to open that up, and first you're going to see a big welcome. And truly, we want to thank each and every one of you so much for being here today and being intentional about your health and happiness. For you to take time to be here out of all of the other things that you could be doing tells me that you're looking for a change. And we hope that after this month-long program, that can give you what you're looking for. As long as you're intentional and you're open to the new ideas that we have, you are going to be successful and you're going to get those changes that you're looking for. And we're so excited to be on this journey with you doing that. So you can see your beautiful instructor and therapist right here. Feel free to read about them before you go to bed. All right. This next page here, let's go into a little bit of detail about what we're expecting, because we're not just going to dive right in. We want to know what we're trying to do. So when we're trying to detox the mind, body, and soul, okay, the mind. We want to clear out the clutter and expectations that we have in our life. We want to simplify our life by following our priorities, exercising, breathing deeply, grounding yourself, meditating, all of those great things that help us to de-stress. So not only are we going to learn what our stress is and what we can do about our stress, but then also coping mechanisms for it. Then in the body, ways to detox the body is not only to de-stress the mind, because that de-stresses the body, but it's important to eat well, sleep well, and exercise, and we're going to talk about all of that. And then the soul, following your spiritual path and creating priority for that in your life. So live your passion and do more of what you love. So have you guys ever heard this? You don't have a soul, you are a soul, you have a body. You know, so like we say the opposite so many times, like, oh, I have a soul. No, actually, you are a soul, you have a body. So that's the mode that we're going to be thinking of as we go through these next 4 weeks. And what I want you guys to do, does everybody have a pen? Yeah, I have a couple extras here if anybody needs one. So maybe I'll be able to hear a little bit from you guys, but what I'm looking for is your mission statement. There's a reason you're sitting in front of me today, and I want to know what that is. So whether you're willing to exclaim it out loud or you're just going to write it down, what I want you to do is we're going to start and we're going to dig into this right away. So go ahead and write your mission statement. Why are you here today? And not only why you're here, but what are you looking to get out of your life? It's my mission in life to live with less stress, to be happier, to be healthier, to be more fulfilled, to teach my children how to eat healthy, to eat happy, or to be healthy, to be happy, to eat healthy. Do you know what I'm saying? This is in the back of your mind already. You already have an idea. Every day you think about what you want out of your life. Now, what is it that you're looking for, and how can we help you achieve it in this program? Give you just a few more seconds to do that here. When we move on from that, we're going to go to our motivation. Our motivation is the most important thing that we could ever know about ourselves. It's the why. It's the reason why you're doing something. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions. Millions and billions of people set New Year's resolutions every single year, but over 80% of them fail within like the first month or something. Have you ever heard those statistics? Well, why is that? Because they don't know their why. Is their why strong enough? So the reason that you're sitting here in front of me today, why is that? What are you looking to achieve? Are you looking for workbook plan? They're on the chairs. So you find a chair and you find a workbook. You got a pen? Okay. Thank you all very much. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit now that we have everybody here and we're all getting settled. Let me tell you a little bit more about what myself and Joanne do. So we're in front of you today, but you're like, okay, yeah, you're a yoga therapist, you're a health coach, I don't know what that is anyways, just teach me to be less stressful, right? Okay, as a health coach, I work with people one-on-one and in different group settings, retreats, programs just like this, speaking engagements, blogging, newsletter, things like that, and I reach out to empower people to take control of their health and happiness by helping them to achieve different goals that they're trying to set, specifically through stress, anxiety, and weight loss. I have a history of anxiety myself, and I'll be going into my story a little bit later, but that's what's really motivated me to be in front of people today talking about stress and talking about anxiety and touching on depression, because it's a terrible feeling to have, and I can guarantee, obviously we're all here because we have high amounts of stress, right? And all we want to do is get rid of it. And I'm there to help you with that because I've been there. I still have stress. Don't get me wrong about that. But as far as anxiety goes, it's a terrible feeling, and I want to be able to help people get over that if in any way possible. All right, does everybody have their motivation written down? Okay. Anybody want to share it? Group discussion, right?
I
There we
will
go,
share.
Ann. Okay.
To be healthier this year, to take care of myself, to be around for my family in the years to come, and to be able to do everything with them.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. Okay. What? Somebody else.
Just be the best me.
Be the best you. Okay. All right. One more?
Margin,
What's that? Margin. All right. Well, turning to the next page here, we're going to go back to that through every single week. But for right now, let's give a big thank you to our sponsors that have made this program possible. We have Michael Beach, who's sitting with us today. Michael Beach is he's a business coach, Michael Beach Coaching and Consulting. He's an extraordinary guy. He offers great results. If you or anybody you know has any type of small business, medium-sized company that's looking to increase their profitability, maximize their results, just create a better business plan, whatever it might be, Michael Beach offers free consultations, and it's a great way to go, especially at the new year. We also have Pathways Chiropractic with Dr. Stephen Kramer in Prior Lake. He is a phenomenal guy. I get my back adjusted by him. Great place to go. And then we have New York Life Insurance with Josh Erickson. If you have life insurance or don't have life insurance, he offers free consultations as well. So if you're looking for what might be a better deal, or you're looking to get life insurance in the first place, which is a really important thing to have, check them out. All right, and you guys, we have these awesome bags. Have you guys looked through them yet? Okay. So check these out. I wanted to show you because I didn't take them out of the cardboard that's in there so you guys can safely bring them home. But how nice are these? Yeah, I know. Okay, to learn more about Michael's one-on-one coaching, you can check it out in the workbook as well, okay? All right, before we move on to the super interesting stuff, and I can just feel your guys' excitement just, radiating out here, I'm gonna have to go through just some of the boring stuff. So the first thing, everybody has a pen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. we're gonna go through and we're gonna fill a few things out so that we can get going. So the first thing is your basic information. So if you can fill out your name, address, email, phone, are you on Facebook, and some of those questions down there. So you're gonna see, do you wanna be a part of my newsletter and receive free tips on health and happiness? Well, of course you do, so you can just go ahead and check that. Would you like to receive a free health coaching consultation with Anna to reduce stress, anxiety, lose weight, or increase happiness and increase your energy? If you're interested in receiving a consultation and learning more about what I do, take me up on the offer. And the other one is a free yoga therapy consultation with Joanne to help manage chronic disease such as low back pain, MS, arthritis, anxiety, headaches. And we'll ask you that again later because you got to get to know us too. But feel free, just please fill that information out. We do have a Facebook page for this group. It's been created, but what we need to know is if you're on Facebook or not. If you are, we do need to become your friend first, so we'll be searching for you, and then we're going to add you into the group. Does that sound good? Okay. All right. As you go down, we're going to go to the client agreement. This is a really important part because we want to make sure that you guys are going to get the highest value out of this program that you possibly can. So let's read through it. So as a client of the 4-week Stress Less program, I will be coachable, open to new ideas and concepts, willing to practice what is taught, being intentional, in charge of your own health and happiness. You're going to be safe by practicing the parameters, open to having fun and enjoying the experience, motivated and empowered to continue what I learned, okay? You also please will agree not to give this workbook out to other people because this is just for you, okay? So if you just want to sign and date right there, and we'll move on. All right. Next one is the program agreement. This is just saying that I'm a health coach, but I am not a doctor. So anything we talk about, please continue to go to your doctor about any changes that you might be making as far as your health goes to be safe. Anything that you try that might be new is to your own responsibility. Whatever we talk about in this room tonight is not going to go anywhere else, okay? So if you want to read through that, you can, or read through it later and then sign and date it. And actually, yeah, okay. We're almost done. Next one is the intake form for Joanne. This is going to be good for her to know what needs you have as far as yoga goes, okay? Again, if you can just fill that out, then at the bottom is the liability form. No, we will not be doing anything crazy, but not at all. Okay, once you have all of those signed, what I'm going to ask you to do is rip them out, and then I'll come collect them quick, okay? You two have matching boots.
I know.
Different colors. You can tell your friends.
Ease them on.
Yeah, I think I'll bring music next time.
Got my yoga music upstairs.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
I can't remember my wife's cell phone number, so I put my mom's. Because I remember my home phone. I never can remember my wife's cell phone number. So I can never put her for emergency contact because I know when my cell phone was picked up.
You can put my mom.
Well, I put my mother because she's still the same one I grew up with. So. I do, remember. You want us to rip them out, Ann?
Yes, please. What's that?
I was gonna say, because then we're gonna,
Okay, sounds good. And then you got, yeah,
Who's the
please,
survey?
got it all. Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Okay, so hold on to your intake form.
There's another one.
You can, yeah, hold on to your, hold on to your intake form and we'll get that at the end. Thank you. Thank you. Here, I'm gonna let you hold on to that because you're gonna need the other side.
Oh,
Okay, awesome. Yep, okay. Okay, let's keep moving along. Joanne, I think we can switch the slide now here. Okay, so let's talk about what we're gonna be learning over the next 4 weeks. The first session, we're gonna be talking about what is stress, how do we deal with it, stress impact on the mind, body, and soul, healthy versus unhealthy stress, coping mechanisms, and primary and secondary foods. So we have a lot to cover today on our end. Joanne, what are we gonna be focusing on with you?
We're gonna talk briefly about the 8 cities of yoga philosophy, and especially the inner cities. And one of those cities is your physiological sphere, and that's what we're gonna be working on today. And with that comes a little breath work. So we'll do a short practice followed by I'll teach you some pranayama, which is breath work.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Next week.
Next week.
Yep. Okay. There we go. That's we're still learning our whatever it's called.
We're on,
Next week we're gonna be starting a 2-week meal plan. And that's all in your workbook, so if you go, you don't need to look right now, but when you go, there is an index page that's gonna say where all of the information is. But when you go towards the back of the workbook, you're gonna find all of the information for the meal plan that we're gonna be doing. Basically, it's a 2-week meal plan that's gonna help you to de-stress and de-inflame the body. It's good practice on healthy eating, it's nothing extreme, and again, it's just 2 weeks, so I know we can do it, right?
Right.
Right, we can do it. So some of the homework that I'm gonna ask of you over the next week is to just take a little time to read through that. So next week when we talk about it, you can come with any questions. So next week, we're just gonna simply go through and we're gonna talk through the meal plan and make sure we're all ready to go. And then for 2 weeks, we're gonna do an awesome healthy eating. That's gonna be exciting, right?
Yes.
Right, okay. And then we're also going to be doing yoga. Like I said, for whoever wasn't here at the beginning, every session, there's 4 of them total. The first half is going to be spent doing some group discussion, some coaching and education, and then we're going to follow it with Joanne and some yoga. So next week, Joanne, what are we going to be doing?
working on the mood sphere, and that is mantra. Every week there'll be breath practice. Every week you'll have a practice you can take home, and I'll strongly urge you to do the short practice and really work on the pranayama breathing exercises, because that it's life changing.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, week 3. This is one that I'm really excited about. We're going to be getting into the really heavy stuff about stress. We're going to finally start to pull apart the stress in our lives and figure out what's causing it and what we can do about it. We're going to take it and we're going to figure out our priorities in life, our intentions, and then we're actually going to figure out how to goal set in a way that we can achieve it. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all have different goals that we're trying to achieve, whether it's exercise related, health related, work related, whatever it might be. But they can be really difficult if you don't know how to actually set them up to achieve them correctly. So what we're going to do is learn how to do that. And we're going to take our priorities and align them with our intentions so that we can decrease our stress. Joanne?
We're in the thought sphere, so just a basic meditation. We'll be learning how to meditate, and any questions about that, please bring them. That's thought reframing, and the exercise is called Pratipakshibhavana. And you won't need to learn how to say that. But it's just a real simple, neat exercise to take a negative thought, write down a couple sentences, and reframe that into something positive. and another short practice.
The funny thing about that is that I wrote this and I spelled thought wrong, but did I spell, how do you say that? Did I spell that right?
It looks good to me.
All right, okay.
It's a little wrong, but that's okay.
Okay, last and final session, session 4. We're going to be going through stressing less and how to lead more. So, as being the parent figure in families, or whether you own a business, or you have employees, or you manage people, or something like that, in one way or another, you're a leader. And the best thing that we could ever do for ourselves and for them is learn how to de-stress so that we can be more effective leaders. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to talk about how we can take everything we've learned through the last month and apply it to our lives. Because you know what? This isn't just any regular program. You're going to walk away from this, and I want you guys to be intentional, and I want you to learn something and say, I know how to live with less stress in my life. Because I want you to be able to live happier and healthier. Do you want that for yourself? All right. Okay, so we're almost done, and then we'll get going. Yeah, you can change it. There's going to be a little bit of homework every single session, and it's really not much. You go back into the workbook, and you'll see in the index where the homework is located. There's going to be weekly journal pages that I ask you to do, and then Joanne has pranayama, practice logs. Those are the 2 things that are going to be going every single week, and then there's just a couple of other things. As far as the workbook homework goes, I mean, it's maybe 10 minutes to write it in there. The most important thing that we're going to ask you to do is that when we're talking and we're having a group discussion and we're learning, take a couple of points with you to practice throughout the week. It's the most important thing that you could ever do for yourself. Does that sound good? All right. Okay, so what are we going to do for you as the coach and as the instructor and as the therapist? We're going to provide you the education, the motivation, and empowerment. We're also going to meet a mediator of the Facebook. But for you guys, we want you to take what you learn each week and apply it. Check out the Facebook page at least weekly. Participation is encouraged. Okay? The biggest thing is enjoy yourself in this process. Be open to new ideas. Be willing to express thoughts through your discussion. And here's the thing. We're going to be videotaping it, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the Facebook page. If you happen to miss a class, which we highly encourage you to be at every single one of them, you know as well as I do that if you're not here, it's just not the same. But if you do miss a class, go onto the Facebook page, watch the YouTube video. It's only going to be up for a week at a time, and then it's going to go off again. We are going to have them available for purchase at the end of the program if you decide that you want to carry it with you. Sound good? All right. You ready to take control of your life and your happiness? What? Yes. Okay. Awesome. Then let's go. Before we really dig into what is stress, let me tell you a little bit about my story. So I suffered with anxiety for 7 years, through high school, college, and beyond. And now I'm about 2 years that I'm not completely anxiety-free, but I'm medication-free. So I was on the medication for 7 years, and several different times I tried to go off of it. But the thing about it is that I didn't change anything else about my life. I just tried to stop the medication and hope that it would get better. I know I remember one of the times that I went off it. I think I was on the phone with Elena. I'm like, I think I gotta go back on my meds. But you know what? What changed for me is when I finally made the decision in my life that I wasn't going to live like everybody else was. I wasn't going to fall prey to the stress and the environment that America has shown everybody, the expectations. So I was working full-time as a nurse, and I had made the decision that, you know what, a 9-to-5 job and all of the stress that entails, I don't think that's aligned with who I am. I think that may be part of my anxiety. And no matter what I do and try and tell myself, I'm never going to be able to get over that. And that's what the medication was helping me do, was just to help me live my life a way that really I wasn't meant to live it. So I decided to find a different career path, and I started at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition for health coaching. And just the idea of that, I was still working full-time, but knowing that I was doing something different in my life and I was going to take a different approach, between that and a few other lifestyle choices to help me be more in line with who I was, I quit my medication that day and I've never looked back. And that's what it was for me, and I think that's what it is for a lot of people, is that we have to align ourselves more with who we are to really feel less stress and anxiety in our lives. You know, when we're stressed out, something inside of you is saying, oh, I just really don't want to do this, or it's too much to handle, right? Or I don't want to go to work, or it's just too much. Does that sound familiar? Well, what if we could find a way to align ourselves so that it fit better in our lives and we weren't feeling that way so often? That sounds pretty nice. So 2 years later, and I'm medication free, and I know that I'll never go back. I've equipped myself with the skills and the courage to defeat anxiety. I still have it from time to time, and you know what the funniest thing is that creating a stress less program brings on a lot of stress, doesn't it, Joanne? Yeah. But you know what? That's healthy stress, and we're going to be talking about that today. So for me, when I tell you about my story with anxiety, I do have to share with you also that it's very faith-based. And for everybody, your faith might be different, but I know as far if I'm going to tell you my story, it's got to involve faith, because having faith in something higher than myself and going to the Bible and praying to be able to follow His plan for me has helped my anxiety lessen tremendously. Okay, so what is stress anyways? Who here feels stressed on a daily basis? Yeah, all of us. What does stress feel like? What's a feeling that you have? What's an idea that comes to mind, whether it's in the mind, the body? What does stress feel like? Can be hard to breathe. Tightening. Does your heart kind of race sometimes? What about in the mind? How does that feel? Like, does your mind race a million miles a minute when you start to think about all the things you have to do? Or I know when I hated to go to work and I'd wake up at 5 a.m. to be there by 6, and the thought of it just made me, I just wanted to curl up in a ball and not go, right? Okay, so what causes our stress? Throw out a cause. What causes some of your stress?
Deadlines.
Deadlines, that's a great one. What else?
Conflict.
Conflict. Those are really good ones. Keep it going.
Money.
Money.
Too much work, not enough time.
That's exactly right. Have you ever heard anybody say, oh, if there was just more than 24 hours in a day, or however that goes, we need more time? Well, God designed 24 hours for a reason, right? So we have to kind of figure out how we're gonna make it happen. What else? Let's hear one more.
Family.
Kids, family, same thing. Perfect. All right. You guys have just been holding back over there. Okay. Who here feels that they might have more stress than what they consider to be healthy? And what I mean by that is basically, do you wish you had less stress? Yeah. The average American considers themselves to have more stress than they consider to be healthy. So we're not alone on that. And when the average American feels like that, we can just say that there's something going on. I mean, when you're meeting with people every single day who are feeling stressed, the only reason we feel it is because we bring it on ourselves. But now we have to figure out how to not do it, right? How do we keep stress out? What are ways that you manage stress now? Coping mechanisms. What are things that you do when you're like, oh, I'm just so stressed? Exercise. Okay?
Breathe.
Deep breathe. Yeah. How about at the end of the day when you've had a long day, do we grab a glass of wine, a beer? Sometimes. Okay. Stress is stated as a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. It's an emotional strain resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. That sounds about right. Demanding circumstances that make you feel an emotional strain. That's right? Okay. So let's take a look here. Causes of stress. Pastor Brent had it right. Most Americans, their highest stressor is money, followed by work, the economy, family responsibilities, relationships, and personal health concerns. Does that surprise you at all? No? Okay. What I think is a little bit surprising and sort of funny, have you seen Americans lately? We're pretty sick and we're pretty overweight. The majority of us, right? 70% of Americans are overweight to obese. So if we're going to worry about anything, why is personal health concerns on the bottom? technically, if we had no money, we'd still be alive, right? Do any of your friends or family, do you know anyone who doesn't have a life that's still alive? No. So it's just weird how we put money as our main priority and personal health concerns are on the bottom, when really, that's what life is all about. That's your life system right there.